source of intelligence, the source of thought.
I am now going to tell the story of how Maniilaq lived. When Maniilaq was a boy, he often went out into the country, and soon he even hardly helped his mother with the chores. When he left in the morning, he stayed out all day, sitting on a tree stump all day. I don't know what time of the year it was, but he did this all winter. One day he told his mother, "Today, as I sat all day at that place over yonder, someone was telling me things. I sat there all day, listening to the one who talks to me." This is what he told his mother. He added, "The one who talks to me is from above."
His mother was afraid that he was becoming an Anutkuk, but Manelik assured her that he was not, and that the messages were harmless and very pleasant. "I am actually bringing home a ray of light each time I listen to it. I know that something is helping us, and that the small bird calls from somewhere, the source of which I do not know." His mother wondered at his words, wondered about this power that even the Anutkuk had not heard of. As he grew older, Maniilaq heard the source of intelligence speaking to his mind even when he was not at his resting place. He was guided in his choice of a wife, and as time passed, 3 children were born to them. Maniilaq took good care of his family. They accepted his special messages and lived a peaceful life. Life for most Inupiat was very hard. They were dominated by the customs, rituals, and superstitions of the shamans.
Before the religion, the white man religion came in, was the fact that the shamans were under control. And when a shaman does something, what he does, he goes over there and he does the healing in some cases, and then in turn he makes little rules, like he'd go for 3 days, you can't drink water, or you can't do this for a certain day. And there was a lot of little things that it restricted the people from doing. And by doing that, what they did is they began to start having fear, or began to look at those people as people that are powerful. And if you know, it's just like going up against a bully. You know, if you know that person is strong, and then you have that fear within you, you know, not to say anything against that person or any that thing. So in a sense, the way I always look at it is Maniilaq was an individual that tried to get the people out of bondage. In bondage, what I mean is that shamanism, communism, and Satanism is basically almost the same thing, but in a different form, and how they control is by fear.
Some of the taboos made life very hard for Eskimo women. Young girls, upon entering puberty, were isolated from society for a time, and during childbirth, women were required to leave their homes.
When it's close to deliver, he make a little hut back there behind where they're living. I make a little hut. In winter time, they make a little hut just like this kind of. And when he get to deliver the baby, and he went there and go in there with nobody. He delivered a baby right there behind the village, back there, someplace back there. That's the way they're living. And a girl, when he getting a little bit age, you know, they always keep him someplace back there too. When they start get to a woman, they make a little house and keep back there. I don't know how long, less than a month I think, a week or something like that.
People don't know the young girls when they have their periods, because those girls used to stay outside of the village too for 1 year. So that's how they will change.
Manelik felt compassion for women and spoke out against these cruel practices. He defended the worth of women in a society where boys were considered of greater value, and predicted that these traditions would someday be banished.
You don't have to be afraid of these shamans. And say these young ladies that had their period for the very first time had to live by themselves for 1 whole year. So he would go out there and he'd visit them.
Other superstitions that dominated their lives had to do with fishing, hunting, and the treatment of animal skins.
They cannot sow in summertime. They can't work on skins in summertime. When the leaves start growing, they can't do these skins.
When he was across in Sisolic, there are certain kind of fish you can eat during the summertime. And he mixed the two together. There was berries and some kind of fish, or there was something that you couldn't eat during the summertime. Or there was beluga and some other kind of fruit or berries. I forget what it was. But he went over there and he ate those. And sit there and tell him, say, see, nothing's going to happen to me.
Maniilaq looked for opportunities to show that these customs had no power over him. As he fearlessly broke the taboos, the people began to see that his source of power was stronger than the power of the Inutkut. He explained that his power came from above, while the Inutkut received their power from the earth. There is nothing to fear. I have demonstrated the freedom that is to come. He assured the people that his source of intelligence was watching over them, keeping them safe from danger, and that it would do away with the suffering and fear caused by the earthly power. He admonished them against killing, stealing, and all wrongdoing against one another. They were amazed that he did not fear the Inutkut or their power. They could not imagine that someday death from the taboos would cease and the Inutkut would no longer practice their trade. Fearful that Maniilaq was destroying their power over the people, the Inutkut determined to kill him. They were able to kill people through their helping spirits. In a trance, they would find the person and perform their magic over him. Many people died in their sleep or from diseases as a result. But the Inutkut had no power to destroy Maniilaq. He was protected by a bright glow which some of them described as a thin beam of light coming down from the sky and encircling Maniilaq and his family. The people were surprised that Maniilaq and his family didn't notice their protection of light and seemed unconcerned and unafraid of the Inutkut's power.